So legalizing marijuana was in criminal contempt of court. It was a complete crime, and they got all these misogynists to vote for it to get it in. And that's the thing about marijuana. They're misogynists using it. And so they tack on, since the cartel is the one trying to legalize it, they tack on their perversion. So they're advocating sexuality to your children when they're 4 years old, to grade 4, all the way. They're just advocating sexuality to everyone, and they tack that on with the legalizing of it. And they take in these people's votes and say, oh, there you go, it's legitimate. Sponsoring whoremongering, criminal cartels, and you got all these 40-year-old tradesmen too, and they all abandon their wives and abandon their kids, got shitty jobs and everything, and they're all smoking pot, and they vote to legalize it. Because pot isn't a peace drug. Misogynists use it. So they don't care about any of the spinsters because they exploit spinsters. Those are the people who love the idea of the spinsters. Then they laugh at them, and it's a sick joke. It's all just a sick joke. The whole marijuana thing, the whole LGBT thing was all just a disgusting joke from the beginning to the end. Anyways, since it got legalized, I haven't bought any marijuana anywhere. I've got stoned like 3 times. Someone gifted me a gram that they had grown, and that was years ago now, just because I'm a good character. I didn't even know the guy, and he's just like, hey, you know what, you're gonna go and get some for you. I was like, whatever. And other than that, I did it once, casually with someone. But like, I would never go and buy it. And the problem is, they're not even tracking your ID. When you go in there, they don't even ask your ID, they don't take your number. So it's not like this is some kind of a government conspiracy to find out who the criminals are. There's nothing like that. It's just 100% of the criminal cartel moving in, taking shit, and advocating sexuality to your kid. So if you go over to like the porn store and you try and buy porn, they're not even taking your ID. They're not even looking for criminals. Which, since they're not looking for criminals, it's probably better they're not taking your ID, because then they're not exploiting spinsters. Except for the problem is that when you're not in that store, whenever there's a girl that walks in, she wants to buy a dildo, they probably are asking her if she wants to be a whore. And so you don't get any of that shit. But even though it's illegal to sell dildos in our country, it should be illegal to sell drugs in our country, and they criminally enforce that it's now legal. The whole thing is just a fucking shit show. And it's just misogyny. It's 100% just misogyny. And so if you don't know what the term misogyny actually means in full, misogyny does directly apply to any conversation in which you're dodging the point and evading the liabilities and moving in and moving out like a big asshole trying to weasel your way into a situation to exploit someone. Playing stupid, pretending you're conniving and cunning. No, pretending you're cunning when you're being conniving, that's all just misogyny, technically. Meanwhile, I said it before, I'm saying it now and I'll say it again, I'm a better driver drunk than the majority of the population is ever. Just given ever. And so we got a major situation here where they expect you to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. The whole population to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning so you can keep your fucking job, so you can pay your bills. And so you got hundreds of thousands of people hitting the road at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we do have accidents in the morning. On a regular basis. Morning and night, every day. People are tired and worn out and they're just fucking crashing. And so, why isn't it illegal to drive? You know what? They're just trying to say, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just sue everything. There's no such thing as liabilities of law anymore. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it.